Warning. The following scenes may contain references to power pages and portals which some listeners may find disturbing, especially if you've struggled with poor training in the past. Hey all, Franco Musso here. Yes, I've hacked your podcast feed. I've held John and Mike hostage, but don't worry, I got my wires crossed and I'm actually paying them a small ransom in the form of sponsorship. Anyway, big announcement. I'm finally releasing my online Power Pages course. This has been 5 years in the making. It's tried and tested on citizen devs and portal makers all around the world. It's the course I wish existed when I was getting started. It's practical, it's hands-on, and it's project-based, so you're not wondering how the heck this would apply to the real world. I've built in battle-tested lessons I've learned from tens of successful portal projects across various industries, budgets, and geographies, and I've formulated the most efficient route from zero to heroic launch. The tools and techniques I've chosen to show you are all based on what adds the most value to you, the learner, and to your customers, all in the most compressed timeline possible. Think 80-20, focusing on the techniques that punch above their weight and deliver the majority of results. You'll get video lessons, a repeatable framework, and some super helpful worksheets. Visit francomusso.com/power-pages-course and register your interest. Disclaimer, this course isn't for you if you prefer hours of slides, theory, and little to no action. You can now take your fingers out of your ears and enjoy the awesome that is Sprint Zero.
Hello everyone and welcome to the Sprint Zero podcast. My name is John Russell and I am wearing a very nice Hawaiian shirt. And I'm here with my co-partner crab in crime, Mike Gowland.
Can we
Hello,
stop,
Mike.
John?
Oh, come on.
No. Can you... I need you to increase the gain on your microphone. You are ridiculously quiet.
So professional. Hold on then.
Sorry, Sarah. It's not normally this bad.
I think it's because it's Sarah. No, I'm only joking, Sarah. Joking, Sarah.
Right, don't whack it up to full. Right. Just like in between where you are now and where you were yesterday.
Is that okay?
Yeah,
okay,
that's it.
Let's go.
Is it? Have you actually done anything?
God. Yes. Hold on. Right, it is currently on. Is that loud enough?
Yeah, go on then. Right, we're just
currently on 86, but that's me really loud. I'll put it up to 90. Is that better?
That's fine. Let's go for it.
Okay, all right. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Sprint Zero podcast. My name is John Russell, and I'm here in a lovely Hawaiian shirt. And I'm also here with my co-partner crab in crime, Mike Gowland. Hello, Mike. How are you?
Hello, John. I'm not in a Hawaiian shirt. I'm in some sort of like tie-dye shirt today. So it's very unusual for me. I'm always in a Hawaiian shirt.
Yeah. While you were off, I was, maintaining that Hawaiian shirt presence.
I was told. Your name match on my vintage collection.
Today, we are joined by Sarah Jones. Sarah is a powerhouse in the tech recruitment community and runs the VRT Power Up weekly sessions where all nature and manner of guests have appeared, including us.
Yes.
So really, she does let anyone on. Sarah has a knack for discovering talented people and getting them to showcase their topics through this medium. Welcome to the podcast, Sarah. How are you doing?
Hey, I'm good. I don't think I've ever been called a powerhouse before, so thank you.
And Sarah, how are the nerves? You don't need to be nervous. It's just a conversation, right?
Imagine it's a round table that's virtual and we're all sat at it.
Yeah, well, we sort of are, but it's not normally about me, so I find those a little easier.
I see. I get it. Okay. Yeah, but you're well though. You good?
I'm good, really good. Yeah. Thank you for having me, by the way.
No, of course, it's our pleasure, and thank you so much for all the support you give to this podcast, all the mentions. We can't thank you enough for that. First things first, how did you get into recruitment? What's your journey into recruitment? You're the first recruiter I think we've had on the show.
Oh wow! Well, firstly, thank you for your support too, by the way, and it's a great podcast. How did I get into recruitment? By accident. It certainly wasn't the plan. My sister worked in recruitment in a little agency in Chester, and I was working in an admin role at the time in a fleet management company. And yeah, I sort of missed sales. I'd done sales previously, and the job came up, and I kind of got it pretty easily. Then my manager got sacked pretty quickly, and they just sort of left me on my own to figure out how to do recruitment. So that was fun. I've learned most mistakes the hard way. But it was also a long time ago. That was industrial stuff, warehouse, and that sort of recruitment. So got into tech about 6.5 years ago with Shortlist, and discovered RPA, working with Blue Prism, and during lockdown started some little virtual roundtable chats around that, and discovered Power Platform and the Microsoft community. So that is now what I specialise in.
Nice. And I just wanted to echo what Mike said. We really, really appreciate it. And your platform. Obviously we have been on there, and your platform's really good at showcasing different talent. And it's not always the big name stars. And you really look out for the people that come on there. So yeah, it's really good. I would say you are quite instrumental actually in this country, probably around Power Platform space, about getting people out there. So
yeah, 100%.
It's really good.
Oh, thanks very much. That means a lot, actually. And they're not there just for big names at all. It's more a safe space for first time speakers to come and feel comfortable, and talk about something they find really interesting and they're passionate about. And it doesn't matter what that is. You guys had a really popular session, actually, didn't you, about large language models?
Oh yeah.
But yeah, that was great. And we've had a lot of first time speakers that have smashed it. Today, Parvez got his MVP. I don't know.
He did.
Did he?
Yeah, ex-guest. He got MVP today,
nice.
John.
Yeah, so made up for him. But his first time speaking was on a VRT, so I'm quite proud of that.
Yeah, that's
awesome.
That's wicked. So yeah, you did say that you find presenting a bit nerve-wracking. I was a bit surprised to hear that, because you're quite natural when you're introducing people and stuff. Okay, yeah, you don't speak loads and loads, but I don't know, you just seem quite natural. Yeah, but I think that's part of it. I think if you overplan presenting, sometimes it goes a little bit south.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I think so. And I mean, it gets less nerve-wracking the more you do it, right? So the start of virtual roundtables, there was only ever about 6 people, and they just kind of got bigger and bigger. And I always felt really nervous about having to chip in, because if these are sort of technical sessions and then it goes quiet, like, well, what am I going to say? I don't know. Sort of chip in something technical. But as time's evolved and the kind of more people in the Microsoft community have become friends of mine, and we do have, our regulars that come on the VRT, yourselves included. I'm just looking at a screen with friends now, so it's less nerve-wracking doing that, because I'm talking to just people that I know, friendly faces. This is more nerve-wracking because you're asking me questions.
Should we put money on what Uncomfortable Corner is going to be about? So I've got a really unfair question now. You've had loads of guests on the VRT Power Up webinars. Were there any standout guests or topics?
This is really mean.
You can say that ours isn't one of them.
No, you don't.
Yours is really interesting, actually. That was amazing what you did. I can't.
And what John did with that cucumber as well was just.
Well, we had to edit that. No, I mean, I have to mention some of the regulars, Stuart Baxter and Keith Atherton, for example, who have been regular speakers and really kind of support us, shout us out all the time, amongst others. I'm definitely going to forget people. I think Angelique is a great example of, kind of doing it for the girls. There's not as many women are as kind of gung-ho as the lads. So I'll get a WhatsApp off John on a Sunday afternoon, and I'm like, oh, John's thinking about something, and all of a sudden we'll spin up a VRT and we'll book something in. And it's less like that with the women speakers. So, that's more of a relationship build before that happens. But Angie's just right in there, you know. She's like, "Hey, I want to talk about something." She did one. She just created a whole new presentation the night before. Started till 4 a.m. and it was awesome. So
and we want more women up
yeah.
in those presentations as well, right?
Yeah, and it's something that I'm really noticing the difference in the approach, and it's more of a trust thing.
Yeah,
and I think with my recruitment head on as well, you know, when I kind of look at women that I might be representing for a job, it's really important to have that relationship in place and build the trust first and foremost. And a lot of us girls kind of want to be the finished product before we go ahead and do something, whereas it might just be, this is really generalist and I hate to generalize so much, but in general, I think, yeah, maybe you kind of want to be confident that you're 100% there to go out and put yourself out there.
But do you think that ties back into things like imposter syndrome? I mean, if you're going to get up, whether it's on the virtual stage or whether it's a physical stage, that feeling that, if you are 100% there, somebody might ask that question that just trips you up, right?
Yeah, definitely. But I think everybody gets that.
Yeah.
I think it's more of an individual personality sort of situation. But yeah, definitely imposter. But I mean, everybody, I listen to this podcast and I know you've had that come up by many of your guests, that there's imposter syndrome, by people I've been really surprised to hear it from as well, because, you know, you just wouldn't expect it from some of the people that we know. So yeah, I don't think that's a gender thing, the imposter syndrome.
No, not at all. No. It affects everyone.
I'm not, you know, we're talking to you today, but I'm not looking for a job, but I'm just wanting to ask about like Power Platform market from your perspective. Do you think we've come out of the times when salaries were kind of inflated? I feel like we went through a time where salaries were probably a bit unrealistic. And, you know, everyone was trying to get everybody because there was a shortage. And obviously it's a supply and demand thing. But do you think that's kind of calmed down a bit?
Where was I during this?
At printers, mate.
I think so. I think it's settling down a bit. This isn't something I've done research in, by the way. This is just my own opinion and you know, what I think. But from what I've seen is this, in this emerging market, an emerging skill set, you know, I know you guys are both career switchers and there's a lot of people that have switched careers. And with that comes, you're not, you know, someone on a salary that they kind of need to stick at. So then to kind of get those people to move jobs, they'll have that life experience that lends itself well to consultancy, but they need to learn the tech, but you can't price them at a junior. And I think that's possibly part of it in a market that's had a higher demand for a new skill set. Where do we find them? A bit of a lack of knowledge on how to price it. So maybe being guided by the candidate market rather than a traditional job, you know, like a .NET developer, for example, you can sort of price as a clear trajectory, but within Power Platform space in particular, so many career switches, I think it's been the unknown. But that seems to be settling down now, for sure.
Yeah, definitely. We didn't have anything like Power Platform a few years ago, but something like .NET has been, it's been there for so long. It's got some structure to it, right?
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, no, I do think it seems to be settling down into more of its own market. It's got its own sort of, I was going to say identity. Why was I going to say that? I don't know. Yeah, but it's got to get its own structure now.
Yeah. So, you obviously listen to the podcast a lot. This isn't going to come as a surprise, but we have this section, and it's called Uncomfortable Corner. Uncomfortable Corner. So, Sarah, you know what we're going to ask.
The visual from John then, throwing himself backwards in his chair.
I know, and it's such a shame that we don't do video.
Yeah,
coming soon, maybe.
I'm available for, you know, side hustles in horror roles.
Do you need a hype man for your next meeting?
Don't come to me.
Sarah, when was the last time you felt uncomfortable in or out of work? And explain how you felt, how you managed to get through it, and what did you learn from it? Or what would you do differently next time?
I've heard a few people say this. I think Dan Barber was one. It was just when I got this form through Uncomfortable Corner, I thought, I don't know. But generally I don't feel that uncomfortable. But there was a time, talk about public speaking, and I had to own this. So I was trying to be friendly to some of our community friends, the Scottish Power Platform user group. There was Stuart, Keith and Charlie organising. And, as a mate, I was trying to promote that, commenting and sharing their post. And then all of a sudden I get like 3 WhatsApps telling me I've got to speak at the next event. And I was like, hang on a minute, I'm just trying to do something nice here. And no wasn't an option. So I had to do it. I had to put together a presentation. And it was the first time I'd done anything like this to, our little sort of community. And didn't know what to talk about. So I listened to, you guys are experts in your fields, you've got technical knowledge. Yeah, you are, Mike. You've got technical knowledge and you can show things.
You are, Mike.
What?
He's distracting
Sarah
me.
said, "You are, Mike. You're the expert." Kind of missed me.
You
Okay, don't worry about it.
you were looking around for a compliment.
John just gets the guests on.
I'll just go back to my horror gig.
Oh my gosh, what was I saying?
You get nervous presenting.
Yeah, well, it was that imposter thing because I thought, who wants to know about me? Who wants to know about recruitment? What have I got to say, really? And I felt really uncomfortable trying to come up with something for that. Never mind actually doing it. So, but I did, and I was really pleased that I did, and it kind of gave me a bit of a insight into what the people feel like that come and speak on my show for the first time, and that kind of night's sleep that you lose the night before, and the kind of fear of getting it wrong. But yeah, no, I did it, and I got some lovely feedback as well at the end of it, which was great. So
what did you speak about?
Just about the recruitment market. I gave some advice on CVs. People are terrible at CVs. They want them to look really nice, and there's always really interesting things. The amount of conversations I have when someone will talk to me about what they do, and I'll get loads of really interesting stuff out of them, projects and what they've delivered, and I'll look at the CV. None of that's on the CV.
It could just fit on the bus ticket.
It's really interesting. So I gave some tips on CVs and also on kind of retention and recruitment as well for some of the hiring managers out there too.
But that stuff's really valuable, right? Like CV writing, like like John, I'm not looking for a new job, but I do keep my CV up to date. So as I do projects and whatnot, I will look at what's on there and I'll be like, okay, is that still really relevant? That was quite a few years ago. I've got this like new shiny thing that I can put in there as instead, and just keep it up to date. It's like a tracker really for what I've done, more than anything else.
It's good to do that because you will forget about things, particularly in consultancy. You work on so many different projects, and there might be something that you found particularly challenging and then absolutely nailed it and really overcame some tricky things. That's exactly the sort of thing that you want to be sharing at any interview in the future. To kind of demonstrate how your mind works and how you approach problems.
Yeah, definitely.
So no, it's only the 3 of us here, and without giving up any personal identifiable information, because
we don't want to get into that sort of trouble again, John.
What's the funniest thing you've seen on a CV? Like, let's choose hobbies.
Well, I have got a funny CV from years ago, and it was in the profile that their favourite song was "Drops of Jupiter" by Train.
Oh yeah,
which is a great song.
Okay.
That was a standout. There was a lot of other information in the bio, but "Drops of Jupiter" is in your profile was brilliant. Yeah. I don't know.
No instances where they've accidentally left their computer unlocked and somebody's written a funny word in between their bio or in between their like job experience or something, and they've not picked up on it and it's gone out? Nothing like that.
Not that I've noticed. No.
I've made many a spelling mistake. Luckily, not on the CV.
You're not looking for a job anyway, so don't worry.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Confirmed, listeners. Confirmed. Nice. Yeah. So, apart from, would you present again if you were given the opportunity? Like, would you actively look it out, or you would? Okay.
Yeah, I would. I think it's really pushing those boundaries, and you can get quite comfortable, can't you? And it made me push myself, and it's not a big deal to a lot of other people, and it's not a big deal to people that have, that do it regularly. It is a big deal to some people that do it regularly, I know, but but it did. I got a little kick out of it afterwards, and I like that. So yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I know. Even that the likes of Chris Huntingford, who they present all the time and seem so confident. Even he's told me before that even he gets anxious just before presenting. So I don't think anyone's immune to that, really.
Yeah, I think, and I think it's good to be that way, isn't it? Because you care about what you're doing, you care about what you're presenting.
Absolutely, it shows you care and that it actually matters to you.
Yeah, but it is that imposter thing. What have I got to say? Who wants to hear what I've got to say? You compare yourself to other people and just think, everyone else is kind of more qualified than I am to do it. But if you're asked.
So I think that's all we got time for this week. Sarah, thank you so much again for agreeing to come onto the show and for all the support that you've given us over our 6 months now, John. We've been.
Is it 6 months?
It's actually been 6 months. Yeah. We recorded the first episode around Christmas, released it around the start of January or so. I can't remember what day.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So going strong once a week, never failed. So you can find Sarah on LinkedIn, obviously, and on the Shortlist Recruitment website, where there's more info about the VRT power-up sessions. Links to resources mentioned in this episode will be in the show notes. Music today was provided by Ken Like Fit. You can find his music on Spotify, the link to which you can find in this episode's show notes. Any additional music you may have heard will also be credited there. Be sure to subscribe to the podcast so you don't miss the next episode. We would also really appreciate it if you gave us a follow on LinkedIn. And if you're really enjoying the podcast, please give us a little 5-star review, or a bit less if you don't quite like us, on your chosen podcast platform. Thank you. This has been Sprint Zero, and we've been John Russell. Say goodbye, John.
See ya.
Sarah Jones, say goodbye, Sarah.
Goodbye, Sarah.
And I'm Mike, and we'll see you in the next episode.
Thanks for having me.
That's okay.
Love you, Mike.
Love you, John.
Love you, Sarah.
Love you.
Love you, Sarah. Love you, John.
Love you both.
Yes! We got a love you from the guest back. Woo!
Warning. The following scenes may contain references to power pages and portals which some listeners may find disturbing. Especially if you've struggled with poor training in the past. Hey all, Franco Musso here again. Quick update on that hostage situation. Hopefully the smell isn't coming across the airwaves. I haven't let the guys use the bathroom yet, so the joke's definitely on me. Anyway, big announcement. So, by popular demand, join me and a cohort of other budding portal makers for live coaching sessions, weekly live training, office hours, Q&A and surgeries. I'll guide you through the process from zero to launch, all at a fraction of the cost of hiring a freelancer or a contractor. It's like having a trusted partner on hand, helping you avoid the pitfalls, saving you a ton of money, headache and time. Plus, you're bound to learn lots from others in the group as we discuss their experiences, challenges and solutions. To apply, head on over to francomusso.com/group-coaching.